have we seen DAMWON play this map? And Direwolves have only played it once. It was the last game of Siege that they played just yesterday, where they took down Cyclops 7-4. Good luck, have fun, comes out in the chat from both teams, and DAMWON kicks up the op ban with a Hibana.
Yeah, there's a lot of hatches on bank, so taking Hibana out, quite a potent hard breacher here on this particular setting is definitely expected, I guess, at this point in time. In terms of the second defensive attacking ban, we might see something that aids in the roam clear, for example, like a Jackal. We might see something more traditional, like a Thatcher, but no double hard breach. Okay, Thermite taken off the board as well. That, of course, means teams now will lean heavily into the Maverick, particularly for the hatches, and Ace. They're getting some of those entry points. I think Basement, if it isn't already really difficult to go for default takes now already, it's really going to be so now.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, back in the day, it was all about, you know, you ban your Thatcher, we'll Kaid the hatches, but this is a very, very different kind of scenario that we're looking at right now. Kaid has been banned, leaving those hatches available to, well, the only hard breach left, which is Ace. Of course, you got Maverick, not that the Kaid affects him. This is going to be pretty juicy. I don't think I've... What is this?
Okay,
what is this op ban, guys?
So it's important to note that in between the last play day of the playoffs, so yesterday and today, the Year 6 Season 3.3 patch has dropped. So Castle actually now has 4 barricades as opposed to 3. They take a couple less hits, but of course, just having that extra barricade is really going to be quite potent. So I'm assuming that DAMWON Kia are just scared that maybe Direwolves have thought up something crazy in the strat book, have been scrimming on the test server, and are ready for that particular patch to come into effect. So maybe that won't be the only time we see it banned out today.
Yeah, wow. A couple of changes have come through with Year 6 Season 3.3, but like you said about that Castle one, Direwolves do run the Castle on their open area staff defense. We saw it yesterday in their game against Cyclops. They also run it on their CEO executive defense, so perhaps a little bit of smart countering here from DAMWON, and I feel like that this is a very unusual operator veto. It's really forcing the hand of, well, I would have thought a Maverick, but Direwolves is going to go for only the Ace. That is 3 Selmas being the entirety of the hard breach, unless if maybe Buck has... But, I mean, with the secondary hard breaches themselves have actually been buffed. Now you get 2 of those charges. This is really interesting, guys. We might actually see, for like the first time ever, secondary hard breach kind of being one of the main hard breach. Like, if Buck has it here, or Finger can also bring it, that might be like the main hard breach operator for the team.
I think this patch is just broken bank, honestly. The more I think about it, I completely forgot about double hard breach, or double secondary hard breach. That is wild. So I was definitely questioning the Kaid ban from Direwolves. I was like, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But now it makes perfect sense. You could just send Beaker up above and you can get those hatches uncontested once open area is cleared. So we're already seeing dramatic shifts in the meta here. Boogeyman taken out though. I think that was a jump out as well. So well played there by Peak to get the first kill.
Yeah, well, aggression from DAMWON, and I like that. And it's double down. I'm going to say triple down here because Coded is chilling at the moment, and he's surely about to lose. Oh, no! Oh, no! The shot there from Rin, or from Coded, rather, did remove his position. Now Shadow knows exactly where he is. Direwolves are about to find themselves with a massive advantage! Or so they would have, but DAMWON, 3 remaining players, and they're all on this middle floor.
What a peculiar way to kick off this best of 3. Direwolves still with the man advantage though, despite Shadow being sent to the Shadow realm. Coded, able to fall back now towards site. And there's so much time left. This round is going in slow motion at the moment, at least for me. We're not even at the halfway point yet. Direwolves have plenty of time to make sure open area is clear, establish that vert, clear out these players. In fact, there's still one inside of open area. Now these bars have been changed as well. Another change here on Bank. Doesn't really serve much of a purpose here in this particular round. A couple of trades elsewhere. Direwolves still maintaining that man advantage and finally should be able to work open area.
Pretty significant salvage of the round scenario for DAMWON, right? They lost 2 opening deaths on the round. And they fought back. They found 2 of their own, but only 2 players left on their side. And no C4s either. So I really feel like, I mean, at this point, I feel like the round's over. 3v1. We have seen some very tight contests and some clutches, and it's Katsang with the MPX in hand.
probing. Seeing if he can try and retake up above and find a pick. There's someone droning to his left inside of the elevator. Katsang could swing this and find that pick. Another one jumps outside lone office, but the drone will reveal his position. DAMWON will close out round 1.
Wow, I feel like we have been treated so early into this final day of the APAC playoffs. The teams that will adapt and embrace every slight change that is implemented into the game via patches, those are the teams that will win. It is a sink or swim game here in Rainbow Six Siege. And when you have operators buffed, like the secondary hard breaches added on various operators, when you get double of those, when you implement a Hibana Thermite ban, it's the teams that look to innovate that will survive.
And there's going to be no shortage of new things to see here. Wamai being brought into the lineup here for round number 2. He now has more discs, but those discs have a smaller catch range. Now, I don't believe the amount of time it takes for them to regenerate has been altered, so I'm still skeptical as to whether or not Wamai is actually going to be more effective. I would argue, I still think in theory he's less effective because of the catch range. Yes, you can have a couple more discs late round, but getting those in meaningful positions once utilities are already being cleared is going to be questionable. But again, you just need to see it played out. The last round was pretty strange in how that played out, again with the double secondary hard breach, etc. So, yeah, I'm keen to see what Ring can do here.
5 seconds left.
DAMWON are bringing the fire early on, playing very aggressively in that first round with literally every single player was roaming. Will we see that continue? I'm not sure. I think it's clear that DAMWON are ready for that aggressive play style. DAMWON will need to be smart with their aggression, or they'll find themselves consistently with a numbers disadvantage.
So I was looking to maybe head their attack from lone office, a couple of players outside of garage to kick this off. Opening up this Kanto wall, exposing the long angle, particularly isolating elevator as well is something that is pretty common at the moment here on Bank. Typically as well is countered by the defense. I'm assuming they would have a mute jammer on that wall to the south. Too difficult to clear though. I guess we'll find out in a second as Jackie goes to throw that Selma, but there's that with my discipline play.
Smart usage there. A lot of teams are trying to breach this Kanto wall using the Selmas. So already, it really feels like DAMWON has put the effort into studying how DAMWON play, even though there's literally only been one match that DAMWON have played on this map. Isn't that just phenomenal from both of these teams? That also, despite DAMWON coming in with counters, DAMWON already have a deep understanding of the map and the implications of the new patch, and they're willing to make changes.
Flashbangs and nades to follow up in towards elevator, looking to clear that position. I don't think that nade did hit though, and yes, still full HP. And that ADS active would suggest that he was quite safe. DAMWON are struggling a little bit to get their teeth into this attack. Souffle though, down below, might be able to get something off. I thought maybe he'd be going for a nade from down below, but of course none in the hand. Shadow as well has used his, so at this point in time, DAMWON Key in a really good spot.
Yeah, and with that, they find a pick as well. Shadow, the first one on his side to fall for 2 rounds in a row. Now, DAMWON are having to try and scramble, try and rotate, try and look for another opportunity. Put pressure. You can see this open top square wall leaves Souffle extra exposed. He would love to start marching up towards the stock hallway and putting pressure there. But he has to worry about all the angles to which he is exposed, and no doubt that stock hallway is going to be dangerous, as well as stockroom itself. Looks like DAMWON are dropping like flies, as DAMWON is not giving them any room to breathe.
30 seconds now left. This setup from DAMWON Key is so potent, and DAMWON was really struggling here. Souffle trying to get an entry in towards stock, but forced to rotate back towards top square, and Rin, that play he is trying to take down, also holding that angle as well from sight. Boogeyman to find that. Pika on the verge of death, does find one back, but immediately traded. A good response from DAMWON.
There you go, first look at the new MX4 Storm recoil right there. Another weapon that has been receiving some changes. But hey, good start there for DAMWON. They kind of fell short on that first round. They threw themselves at DAMWON, and DAMWON said, "Oi, mate, social distancing, don't try and hug, we're going to put you down." And then DAMWON fought back the round immediately after.
Well, a new round, and we're going to see another effect of the patch. Yas playing Mozzie. The Roni just got a somewhat significant nerf. A lot of the hype was around the recoil, but apparently that's not the worst. It's more so the magazine size now being reduced, I believe, to 15 bullets is less than ideal. So we'll have to see what he plays. He is sticking to the Roni, I think. So I guess we'll see if it's actually any good or not in the hands of Yas. He's pretty nutty, so I assume he'll still be able to make plays with that. Open area hold here, though, for DAMWON. No castle available. One operator that we do see a bit of play on this particular objective, but with these operators being picked, I am anticipating, particularly off the back of this setup from Rin, for example, that we'll see this extension up above.
Such an important game for both of these teams, knowing that the major is well within their reach. And by the end of the day, one of these teams could well be locked in as the final APAC team heading to Sweden. Just a couple of weeks' time, actually. That November major has been creeping up. Feels like 2021 has just blown by. Direwolves have never ever made it to a major before. DAMWON, they went to the major in Mexico and were the only APAC team to get out of the group stage. And now none of the teams that were at Mexico have qualified for Sweden.
DAMWON looked really strong in that second stage, particularly in the playoffs. I was very impressed with how they performed in the best of 3 format. Unfortunately for them, the best of 1s in the first round of the upper bracket did cost them, and funnily enough, it was Direwolves to knock them down here. Since then, though, they have been putting in some good performances, and honestly, my thoughts on the map veto are that DAMWON are still favorites. Nonetheless, though, Shadow gets the first pick in this round. A good start once more for Direwolves. Again, looking quite strong on the entry, but they're not forced to take on some of these wild setups. Util heavy, particularly from DAMWON. When they have that freedom to find picks elsewhere, that's where they're thriving. Again, a second on the board.
Yeah, I mean, only a minute, 10 seconds have passed. 2-man advantage already for D-Dub. They are just looking for fights as well. Wookie Man holding this aggressive position, but really feeling the pressure now that the Selmas start to breach his surrounding walls. Shadow on the forefront of this has had an absolutely ripper stage 3 since joining the roster as the rookie on the block. Fantastic play day yesterday as well, and on that Finker, we know how much damage she can deal. Wookie Man's about to get flanked and just misses out that duel as Pika takes him down, and my god, it could well be a flawless round here for Direwolves. Yas with the Roni, let's see what you can do. That magazine has gotten a whole lot smaller. 5 bullets feels like 5 million. Yas has got to hold on against 5 players. With a whole minute left to go, Direwolves are going to take it slow. And Yas is hoping to find these picks one by one. Good luck getting more than 1 frag before having a reload with 16 bullets in that tiny magazine. And as time ticks away, there's the first one, Roni diff. But is it diff enough? We're going to find out if the retake is on for Yas. Still 4 players, and it just ain't happening. See you later, Alligator. Direwolves, a very convincing round.
Yeah, and again, they were able to isolate picks elsewhere and really, I guess, negate the strong setups that DAMWON have prepared in their strat book. When the shield's in the way, utilities such as the ADS devices and those Womai magnets, that's where we're seeing Direwolves stall out. Elsewhere, though, where setups maybe aren't as prevalent, they are finding these picks and backing themselves in mechanically. So I'm assuming that's probably going to be their game plan for the remainder of this half, and a 2-1 lead so far has been quite impressive.
Attackers need to locate and
Now this is Direwolves map pick after all, so it's not like we should be, calling it right now, packing up, heading home. This is just Direwolves map pick, DAMWON never having played Bank before, at least in a competitive match. So you would definitely expect Direwolves to be favored here. You expect them to win it. And if we take a look more generally at Bank in APAC playoffs so far, it has been attacker-sided just marginally. Now, keeping in mind, there's just over 30 rounds played, 34 rounds played of Bank so far, and it sits at a 47% defensive win rate. So I'd call that pretty even. If DAMWON can
Attacker's objective is to locate
manage to get 3 rounds on their defense, I think they can still be pretty satisfied, especially considering Direwolves pick bank.
Yeah, there is obviously the part of me at the moment that's kind of not wanting to get too, not find too much confidence in the stats, just because, again, we're playing on this new patch, we're already seeing such dramatic shifts in the meta in terms of attacking lineups with the double secondary hard breach and castle bans and double hard breach bans and like all kinds of wild stuff that you wouldn't typically see here on Bang. So I don't know, I'm just kind of enjoying the ride at the moment and enjoying what we're seeing so far. In terms of this round though, back down below, Direwolves will need to go for a map clear. So that will be the case because I don't think it's necessarily being contested too heavily here from DAMWON Kia. Last time they extended a little bit, but with that mirror on the board and the smoke as well, I'm anticipating they'll probably bunker down, particularly in towards red, connecting the 2 sites and just try and hold on, deny that plant.
Which is exactly what you'd expect with a Hibana ban, right? You're limiting the number of hatches that can be breached, especially with Thermite doubled down. So, no doubt DAMWON is hoping that they can just go for a full turtle, hole up in sight, force DAMWON, or rather Direwolves, my god, the similarity between these two teams' names really gets me every single time. If Direwolves take, the majority of this round, clearing the map, opening up those hatches, setting up for execute, we got a C4 and we got 3 gases, and that should tire out Direwolves, especially if they won't have all 5 players, and especially if we see these aggressive flank opportunities taken with both hands. A massive round from Katsung, and he is going to go back to the site.
And that's really well played. DAMWON Kia have taken down 7 drones, so they know that Direwolves' utility has been whittled down, and they don't really have the ability to hold a lot of these flanks and also drone ahead. They need to pick one or the other, so really good opportunistic play there from the Falc. Well done by DAMWON Kia to act upon that. You can see Direwolves now desperately trying to drone out, make sure everything's clear. They only have 50 seconds to work with, and they're nowhere even near the site. Keep in mind, smoke's still 2 babes available, C4s as well on the board.
Look at this. Just once again, DAMWON, they know exactly where the weaknesses are. They know exactly what pressure points to push to really send Direwolves down. And it looks like Edie's pulling a technical pause. Mate, just let Shadow clutch up first, all right? Give him the respect. 25 seconds on the clock. He drops down. ED's still distracting us with the chat, and Shadow, I mean, he's got the diffuser, and he's got a kill. 3 more to find, 2 more to find. He boosts up, takes out the cam, and might try and force a plant down. There were 13 seconds on the clock when he started, which means there'll be 6 left once he's finished. Katsung and Rin have to try and retake. That was a valiant effort from Shadow. But the retake is on Dial. Come on, Rin. Come on, mate. None of that. Get out of here. Get out of here. DAMWON do take it, and that is 2 rounds apiece.
It wouldn't be APAC with a little bit of memeage at the end there, but well played by DAMWON Kia. Again, Katsung with that double kill at the start, and I can only assume it was off the back of the team calling out that a lot of drones were taken down. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving them too much credit for that play, but either way, with the information we had available, it was very well done. Scoreline's now drawn, and again, very back and forth. A lot of these rounds have been heavily one-sided one way or the other, and for the most part, we haven't actually seen much traditional Siege in the sense of, map clear, maybe 1 or 2 kills. Then mid-round, hard breach is getting work done, and then late round, plant and all. It's kind of just been all mushed together into this weird kind of play style, and look, it's exciting for us, but no doubt quite hectic for the players inside of the server.
The thing that really just stands out to me is exactly what you identified when we saw Katsung come upstairs and find 2 kills. And it was the fact that there were only 3 drones left for Direwolves. That is quite something. The drone denial from DAMWON Kia, keeping in mind that they don't have a mute or a mozzie, they're just shooting these drones, it has been phenomenal. And it does beg the question, right? There is always a level of the game that we won't unfortunately be able to see as well as the players will. For example, we try not to show on the stream where these teams, the attacking teams, pre-place all of their drones. Like, we don't really want to throw them under the bus. We don't want you guys to spend, 2 minutes of each round looking at all these pre-placed drones. But the pro teams will spend time just going through every single VOD they can. And, well, for DAMWON, it's just the one that Dire was played yesterday. And looking for every single pre-placed cam, hunting them down, And I've got to say, I think that must be what DAMWON have done here.
Jackie Roo saving us forever to come back on cam, which is always lovely because, as you all know, Dev's face can scare off the viewership, so...
Try and avoid that at all costs, don't we? You really need to work on your composure, Gus, because when Manic gets on the mic in your ear and the stream can't hear him, but when he starts talking some smack to you, you just cannot.
I mean, I wish I could say what he said onto the stream, but I'd probably lose my job, so...
No doubt. No doubt whatsoever, mate.
In terms of this round, though, oh, okay. Capitao 6 pick, so I could be out, and yeah, that cap coming in.
Cap's
Now,
also
Capitao-
got secondary hard bridge.
Yeah, I was going to say, Operator doesn't see a whole lot of love. A couple of years ago, he was a mainstay, but no longer. But, yeah, as I mentioned, has secondary hard breach, and not only does he have one, he also now has two alongside his compatriots in the Buck, for example, or even the things that either Richard covering them on this occasion. So, I'm liking this from Daiwos. They are really leaning in to the patch, and I assume that means they've really scrimmed it a little bit in the test server. If they haven't, they're doing a really good job, nonetheless.
One thing I do wonder, right, is like, let's say, I don't know who it would usually be that maybe would have played the Thermite had Thermite not been banned, because yesterday they just had Jackie Wu as the sole hard breacher, and he was just on Hibana, where you don't need a second hard breach on this map. But with no Hibana, right, you need at least two, you need the ace plus these secondary hard breach charges. So it's kind of nice for them, like, it's not like Pika hasn't already been playing Buck, and he's actually switched over to flashes. They want more flashes, so ED's gone the Capitao instead of the Dockerbee. Interesting. But I guess for ED, like, he is kind of their flex. He'll just go whatever they need, right? Jumps on the Dockerbee, jumps on the Capitao, whatever's good. And for the most part, like, that secondary hard breach charge, you know, while you might not have played a lot of it on the test server, you can kind of read the patch notes and have a pretty solid idea of how you want to play it. Like, everyone knows, all these pro players know how those secondary hard breach charges work.
Definitely not one of the more complex pieces of utility to use in the game. Just place and forget, really.
Budget Thermite charge.
Pretty much.
I like the way that we saw Ace breach up that Canto wall. I don't know if I should call it Canto at this point. I don't want to alienate anyone, but the long angle from those west-facing windows all the way through that second floor hallway, these walls, I like to call them Canto because the Canto Arcade used to play there. And the Ace Helm was detonated on that. I like that Pika even threw a flashbang first to make sure there were no cheeky Wamai magnets. But you can see that Mute Jammer has somewhat stalled out the activation of those Selmas, so it's not quite as good an angle as Daiwos would like.
On the topic of Daiwos, a triple repel currently on the north at the front of the building. Now, Woogieman's in a good position to maybe
Bomb located
swing
by attackers.
pick or two, but need to see what the play here is for Daiwos. Nade's being used to clear top square utility. Mute Jammer, or there was a Mute Jammer. That northernmost wall at top square. Jackie with a single stumble left, open that up. So desires ED as well. Again, double second hard breach could also make some moves. ED, smoke bolts out. Rin though finds a pick, and that's the diffuser on the ground well and truly.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Incoming.
Once again, on the back foot, Direwolves hoping, banking on some entries, and Souffle happy to oblige. It sounds like as utility rings out, Direwolves might try and time this for an execute. ED in the building has swung in, but ooh, that's a nice Yokai. Does put out the player, he is taken out in response, but here's a swing, and DK is not letting Direwolves rest.
I really don't understand what the game plan is here for Daiwos. Triple repel into what? You're not going to be able to swing in and get the plant down. They haven't really worked top square. They struggled to open up Canto as well. So it feels like they've kind of just been stalled out. They've kind of run into a little bit of a brick wall and don't really know how to open it up or get around it or under it or over it. And you just see they've just been completely torn apart. DAMWON Kia do very well. They don't throw away their lives. They wait patiently just for their prey to enter.
And isn't that just a scary prospect for Direwolves on their map pick on the back of their tactical timeout? Yes, when we paused the game there, it was not just a technical timeout while ED reconnected, but also a tactical pause, of which Direwolves only get one per map. They're going to have to sit the rest of this one out without being able to chat with their support staff, without being able to get that extra minute to cool off and digest the situation. They already tried that And on the back of it, they lost the round immediately following. Now onto the final round of the half. They're hoping to push to squeeze out a third attack round win before moving on to their defense.
Oh no, DW, they've also lost the 6-pick battle there as well. ED was going to 6-pick off the IQ in an attempt to force the Valk off. Now eventually DAMWON did fall off the Valk, but ED stuck the IQ. So it's not the absolute end of the world. Still have 3 breaching charges, a strong primary as well, 552. So it's not the absolute end of the world, but probably not ideal for Direwolves. Again, open area, extension above from Rin. We did see Direwolves themselves on the attack tear apart this setup quite nicely, find a lot of picks elsewhere, and then constrain their enemies on that extension. But DAMWON start off this round a bit stronger, a bit more switched on, and don't throw away their lives. Direwolves are going to be really tested.
I do wonder whether Pika has that hybrid charge. No, okay, and Shadow's still got nades, so yeah, sticking that IQ there, like you mentioned, does mean that Direwolves are sacrificing a lot of their hybrid utility. Oh no, they're rushing. They're just rushing. They're just going for it. Full send. 3 players already in the bomb site plant going down right now, but Katsang is opening up the equation, and Woogie Man as well. Jackie Woo is going to pop this diffuser down on the ground, but there are still 4 players up on their feet for DAMWON, and only 3 to cover here for Direwolves, and they are dropping like flies. Jackie Woo yet to find a kill this game. He won't find one this round. That is a rush failed by Direwolves, and DAMWON Kia can successfully disable that diffuser nice and easy as you like. What a statement.
Defenders have disabled the bomb diffuser.
I was almost forced.
I'm writing it down in my spreadsheet as flawless.
Close enough.
I don't care what the haters say.
Look, that is one way to go about avoiding setups with a lot of utility. And for the most part, it worked. They did get the diffuser stuck. But getting out of that position is a whole another story. Kitchen is a kill box. And Direwolves just got absolutely shredded. Every other player that tried to go deep or cover crosses also was taken down. DAMWON showed really good patience. They didn't force plant denial. They didn't force anything that they really didn't need to do. Instead, they waited, they poised themselves, they timed their picks, and it was a pretty easy retake from that point onwards. So DAMWON are establishing a bit of dominance in that first half. Keeping in mind, again, this is a DW map pick.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Not gonna lie, guys, I was my cogs were whirring when it came to like the kind of picks that round. We were doing some analysis. We're talking about the IQ. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, well IQ, believe it or not, can see the utility of all 5 defense operators. And I was just saw that Buck had the skeleton key equipped. I'm like, why on spawn would you have the skeleton key equipped? And it is to rush. It is to just smack down those doors and get in the site as quick as you can. But I mean, I love the intention there. I love the conviction. Execution just not on point. And Direwolves fall flat in that first half on their map pick. Like you said, DAMWON is putting on a show right now. They're looking for revenge. Direwolves took down DAMWON in an upset 8-7 in the upper bracket. They're the ones who put DAMWON in this position to climb up from below.
Can we look at that mirror setup, Mandy, inside a kitchen? What the hell was that? Okay, so mirror facing into bot square. I'm assuming DAMWON Kia with those hatches open as well are looking to hold open area for as long as possible. Rotation is bond to Archives, Souffle playing Bobby. Direwolves looking to hold, it's not DAMWON Kia, I think that's what I said. This is interesting. This is a setup I haven't seen, probably a setup that DAMWON Kia probably haven't seen either. So very strange way to kick off this first round of the second half.
And this is the first ever attack on Bank that we have seen from DAMWON Kia. Not just this map, but ever. They have never played this map in an official. Let's see if they can walk the talk when it comes to their attacks. As we know, attack is tending to be the thing that it takes a bit longer for teams to get a grip on, right? You've got to make the first move as the attacking team. You can't sit back and wait. You can't kind of play reactively. You have to play proactively. But we've seen proactive, and DAMWON has absolutely lived in the same space so far this game. Very aggressive position for Rin, and just look at this.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Direwolves again investing so much utility inside of open area, have forgotten that back push may be exposed. Rin has the cross, Katsang finds that pick. That's gold opened up and Rin can push forward. 2 members left though on the attack. Direwolves doing a good job to hold on, but there we go. Coded finds his mark and Rin is covering.
We find ourselves in a very awkward position now, as DAMWON have managed to sneak by the defenses. They're starting to plant, but will this be safe? Will ED and Souffle be able to deny? ED shut down and Souffle looking for that trade.
Activating diffuser.
Doesn't have full info on where these two players are. Or spots out the one in sight. Rin can clean up. And DK say, look, Direwolves, that is how you do a rush.
DAMWON doing really well still to win that out. They had a severe man disadvantage, but I guess that was made up for with their positions. Able to drop down in towards gold, and Rin playing so patiently. And Garage had that enormous cross covered, so it was always going to be tricky for Direwolves to get back into that round. Again, they invested so much towards open area that exposed the backside, and they didn't really seem to have much of a plan on how to get back to site, despite that weakness being so prevalent. So, again, well played by DAMWON. Now they're only a single round away from match point.
Very scary prospect for Direwolves here. They've had an absolutely phenomenal tournament so far. Far exceeding our expectations. I think that we can all agree of the 3 APAC South teams in the bracket, Direwolves was the one that they only just crept into a playoff spot, and we would generally rate them lower than Chiefs and Elevate. We would say that Direwolves the least likely, probably of the 4 remaining teams, to make it to that major, and I'm including Chiefs when I say 4 there. But unfortunately, that is seeming to be the case. You know, we love an underdog story. We love to hype up Direwolves, that they can finally take that next step. They themselves know that they can, but it looks like DAMWON is outclassing them in the server.
Definitely a good day to be a Korean fan, at least so far. One of those teams that have already qualified, as you mentioned, Dev, is Mantis. So, I'm sure they'll be very, very happy at the moment. DAMWON key up. No real signs at the moment of slowing down. Top floor hold here for Direwolves, and unlike the previous round, I'm not seeing anything that's too extravagant or too crazy compared to what we would come to expect. I will say though, Dr. B once again on the board, Capitao as well with double secondary hard breach, Katsang bringing it as well, so 4 hard breach as opposed to a single traditional hard breach is going to take a lot of time to get used to. I'm still trying to comprehend how that's going to play out, but good exposed square. Not going to allow Kanto to get open though, there's no summons.
Very unusual. It looks like DK is actually really keen to do this good old full repel execute. And we do have some pressure elsewhere, but we have seen a bit of a trend these days. A lot of teams just like to sit on those repels, swing in, plant the diffuser, and call it a day. But it didn't work when Direwolves tried it. You can see DAMWON knows that there's an extra layer of depth they're going to need here.
Souffle down below. He could play Plant Denial, assuming he has a C4. Actually, I don't think he does. Probably can't. Where though, Katsang might be looking to drain him out. Shadow as well, down below to Boogeyman. No, he's repelled in. Top square control. Will also drone ahead. Scatter CEO, probably spotted ED there inside. Well, Janitor Yas holding that cross.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Been a slow round. 70 seconds left, but the first kill comes through.
Shadow had a fantastic match against Cyclops yesterday. Dial's already taken down one of the APAC North greats, but it looks like DK are ready for this execute. They're ready to go on forth. Despite losing that opening pick, they are going for it. They are just going to try and cover now as Wookieeman wants to set up for this plant, but they know they need to be careful of players downstairs, and they lose Rin in the process. They may well have also lost this opportunity as Wookieeman goes deeper into side. See you later, Shadow. What a play on the windows, but Souffle has got all the control he could possibly ask for downstairs. Does he have the info to deny this plant?
Pika's still prone. King's coming through. Diffuser has been dropped. Yes, though, trades that pick back. Leaves it in the 1 versus 2. Progresses forward, low on HP, a single bullet will end his life. ED, no gas babes available, needs to rely on the SMG.
Oh.
Nade cooked. Oh, the timing awful.
Oh,
but Yas
no.
still survives, switches to the golden sticks, forgets he
Oh,
doesn't have
no.
a secondary, gets swung eventually at long desk, and Direwolves will win the round.
Oh, what is this game, guys? Like, we have seen all sorts. We've seen successful rushes, we've seen failed rushes, we've seen double hard breach, we've seen a castle ban. We've seen secondary hard breach operators, one of the key hard breaches for these teams, and we've seen rounds like that, where DAMWON, they've got sight, and Direwolves also have sight. They're sitting around the corner from each other, sipping cups of tea. But at least for Direwolves, they can be a little bit happier now. They finally won a defensive round. It's not too doom and gloom, but they are still only one round short of a match point against them.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, some of these rounds have been a little bit awkward. And it doesn't... Sometimes there's games like this where you can sort of sit back and say, like, both of these teams are not playing great Siege. But honestly, I'm not really getting that gut feel at the moment. It's almost like both teams are still really trying to get a grasp of this next evolution in the meta, particularly, again, the double secondary hard breach. You know, just these wild patterns and movement occurring. It's quite intriguing. And talk about intriguing again, Direwolves open area extension. No mirror this time, instead will reinforce quad wall over towards bot square. Much like last time though, that exposes them to the push through lobby.
5 seconds to insertion.
So I'm keen to see if maybe the likes of Shadow on the Vigil will roam a little bit more.
Attackers are moving
Hopefully maybe
out to
take out
locate
that
a bomb and
pre-praised
defuse
in
it.
lobby as well, but they do place more of an emphasis, Direwolves here, on protecting the backside and not allowing DAMWON Key to get that control. They'll probably find a little bit more success.
But DAMWON have been good with their drones. They've now, as I say it, lost 2 just at the start of the action phase. Only 8 remain. Wonder if that lobby pre-place cam is still up. Oh my god, that must have been quite a peak. I believe the Vigil player... People love playing this angle. For some reason, as a defender, you feel so favored taking the fight against those windows. But Rin is watching the cut. So while Katsang's low HP, he escapes with his life, and Direwolves can still snake around the map.
Katsang now probably play. Oh, quite passive. Rin though. On that angle through the skylight, down main stairs, gets that pick. That's a freebie, and it's one of these roamers off the board.
And the most frustrating roamer to find as well, being the Vigil, being harder to drone. We did still have more players from DK though, at large in the map. Or rather, Direwolves. Again, the goddamn names keep tripping me up. DW, DK. Ah. Still, Kia, DAMWON Kia, need to get to work to clear out the remaining roamers, and fortunately for them, Wookie Man sniffs trouble, and Yas can finish off the job. What a nice and easy roam clear. There are still 2 roaming around on the middle floor.
DAMWON Kia edging closer towards match point, and it may well be another flawless round. Pika, a final stand inside of staff room, has a punch hole looking in towards open area and might be able to find the likes of Rin on main stairs. Jackie Wu also trying to apply pressure and find a pick for himself, but everything they're trying now is in an act of desperation. The round has already been lost at this point. It's going to take something special to bring it back.
Yeah, and Rin is something special himself. Pika, last one standing. Rin, once again, just so crisp, so clean. And another fantastic headshot puts DAMWON Kia on map point. On Direwolves' own map pick.
Rin definitely a little bit of a demon. Has actually been a little bit quieter in the stats for this playoffs, but I know particularly in Stage 2 playoffs and also at the Mexico Major as well, he was quite strong. Very scary to come up against and was able to showcase his mechanical prowess there in that round. Again, freebie from the skylight, 2 good kills to round off the round, to cap off the round. And match point now for DAMWON Kia, and it feels like, honestly, the series is starting to slip away a little bit. Again, Dive was map pick. We were expecting a bit of a stronger showing, but they're just being outclassed a little bit at the moment.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Be a great redemption story for Direwolves. Oh, sorry, for DAMWON though. Again, oh my god, I have a serious problem. I really do.
So,
It's the serious problem. Every time I go to say DAMWON, I say Direwolves.
no. Well, it is DW and DW.
Exactly, and
so.
I have been trying to wrangle it all game long. Especially because like DAMWON is DW, right? That kills me. It just gets me every time. But DAMWON, as I was
10
gonna
seconds
say,
to go.
have really not had many slip-ups through this bracket
5
so
seconds
far.
to go.
Obviously, they've only lost a single game. You can only lose one game when you're in a double elimination playoff bracket. And that was to Direwolves, and it was an incredibly close 8-7 game. Slipped through their fingers. And since then, DAMWON did away quite easily with MH in the lower bracket, and then did away with Cyclops as well. And they're hungry to run this bracket all the way to find Elevate. Now that would be a rematch of the upper bracket final from stage 2.
Open area hold here from Direwolves. Rin still outside in the back alley spawn. Katsang as well. Everyone, DAMWON Kia just buying their time, but is this the ace up the sleeve? Look down below inside a server, and Woogieman might be able to cut off this player at the bottom of main stairs. Gets lit up. I think there's some pings flying out from both teams at the moment, but it's Shadow elsewhere to get the first.
Where is Woogie? He's downstairs in CCTV, and he's just hoping that a Direwolves player is going to walk past the hatch and walk towards that rotate. Looks like no one from Direwolves is going to do that at the moment, though. You can see DK playing very slow, very patient, hoping to catch a Direwolves player off guard. That they do. Just watching these rotations is all that DK think they need to do for now. Direwolves will pass into their lines of sight.
90 seconds left now in this action phase. Coded still outside. That lobby repel is very favoured by a lot of teams here on Bank currently, but everyone at the moment just poised and ready for the next stage of this particular round. Rin's found himself inside of E. Souffle elsewhere finds blind. Oh, Rin, another free pick. He seems to be finding so many of these free kills. Progresses forward, stuck in the barbed wire, and that will slow down his progression. Jackie Wu will capitalise and get that one back.
Critical shot there for Jackie Wu. Had Rin won that fight, surely we would be barreling very quickly towards the end of Bank. But for now, Direwolves can hold on. 3 players still up. Very separated though. They need to be extra cautious as to not take these 1v1 fights. Good info there relayed by the Valcam, but Coded is actually about to creep up on Shadow. Looks like Shadow's got a pretty clear idea what's happening, but the ERC7 Destructor won't distract from the Dokkaebi call. Doesn't matter anyway. He lands the shot all on Woogie now, who can eventually refrag 1v2. And he is a player so very capable of doing so. Jackie Wu, though, keeps this game alive for Direwolves.
Well fought out there by DW. They hold on for a little bit longer, looking to push this game to OT. DAMWON Kia, though, still with match points, still with that pressure applied. We'll go back upstairs to Executive and CEO. Neither team really has looked great attacking this site, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll have to see what happens this time. Much like the last attempt, DAMWON Kia not bringing a dedicated hard breach, so they're probably going to lean into, well, they've only got Buck available for double secondary hard breach, I believe. So this is interesting. Bit weird. Again, Kanto won't be open, so Elevator's going to be quite strong. Woogieman, okay, he goes over towards the Capital, so 4 secondary hard breaches now. It has to be a square push here.
You'd think so, right? And yeah, look at that. The 2 hard breach sets, each with 2 charges. That's the thing that's come through as the change. Very unusual to see, isn't it? But look, I'm all for it if DK can make it work. Very eager to embrace, I don't want to say, when you say a new meta, it sounds like everything's changing. It's not, but
it's just the next small step, I would say.
Next small step. I think that's the way that the game is these days. We don't have these. We don't have the Glaz meta, and
10
then
seconds
the
left before insertion.
Util Sync meta, and the Montaigne meta, or the Blitz meta. That was
5
fun.
seconds left.
But these days we just have, oh yeah, this is the meta where everyone kind of brings
Attackers
Sphinx. We're not
locate
100%
and defuse
sure why. Like, she's good. She's not revelationary, but she's good. And now it's like, oh yeah, people bring secondary heartbeat. They're not amazing. They're good. You know? Was that a smiley face on the Teller's breach from Shadow? I think that they're...
Yeah. That's great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Rooney punch. Quite useful in creating rotates lines of sight, and apparently smiley faces, as well. So
Never
very
totally that
artistic
off the
there.
list.
Very artistic. Loving what I'm seeing. 2 minutes 20 though. Damn okay up. Whole game again. Last time we saw 3 on the north of the Pal, I believe. Even Divers in their attempts as well. Ooh, coded. Early engagement. Doesn't find the kill. Takes a little bit of damage in return as well. A slight exchange. Both players at the front desk being peaked quite aggressively here by Divers, but again, both teams to survive. I want to see this progression though from DAMWON here. Get into square, get top control, bot control, cover the cross, try and open up some lines of sight, even an entry point with that secondary hard breach, and then really mount a meaningful attack. Don't allow it to get to that point of the round where you need to go for a desperation play like the rappel or someone sending it up main stairs. Try and actually produce something that's going to have a high percentage chance of working.
Well, Coda does eventually find the opening pick from his rappel. Jackie goes down. Oh, maybe that wasn't from the rappel. Maybe it was actually from the ground. Not entirely certain there. But it looks like DAMWON are once again off to a strong start. They've got info as well downstairs on one of the roamers in staff room. Wookieman's also on the verge of entering site, but they've suffered a pretty fatal blow, and that's Coated going down. DK also being held up by the gas now as well. A minute to go.
Bomb located by attackers.
Rin, again, he's looking so dangerous. Wookieman will lay down another secondary hard breach. That's both of his now used. That's an entry point, or at least a line of sight into square. He capitalizes off the back of that and finds a kill onto Pika. DAMWON Kia now in the driver's seat. A 4 versus 3 to close out the map.
Wookieman wants to go for this plant, feeling the pressure now from Janitor, and Rin has to be the man to step up. He does. It looks like DAMWON Kia are on the verge of this first map round win. A 4 versus 2 post-plant for the Koreans, and it's just down to the rookie to try and hold off, to try and retake and keep Direwolves alive, but it doesn't look like it's possible here. This should be DAMWON with a decisive start to the series. All they've got to do is hold on. Shadow's got to make the move. 20 seconds left, and this just ain't happening. Not any day of the week does he manage to pull this off. Oh my God! That was a nasty shot, but I mean, you could hit 3 of those right now and still not have time to jump onto that diffuser. So this is going to be DAMWON Kia with the first map of the series.
It was a fun game of Bank. There wasn't a single round that went past where we didn't see the effects of this newest patch. It was a lot of fun to see play out. DAMWON Kia, well prepared, well disciplined. They win their opposition's map pick, and they are in such a great spot in this series.
A fantastic start and perhaps a taste of revenge for DAMWON Gaming Kia, looking to get back against the Direwolves, who sent them to the lower bracket, and looking to themselves make it to that lower bracket final to face Elevate for a spot